All right, so this is our final step. I'm gonna hopefully do this in 2 videos, possibly 3. We'll see. I'll keep them short and simple. But like I said before, I went ahead and switched this mode into RGB to activate the JPEG format, but I need to switch it to grayscale, and then don't merge it and discard. Now it's a black and white image, which is what I want. And then I want to go back in here and go back into modes and switch it back to RGB. So don't merge it again. So the reason I went backwards is because originally to save the format I went in RGB, but to get the effect that we want, we got to switch back over to grayscale to get just that black and white, or those black and white tones. So, you know, from black to white and everything in the middle, which is a bunch of grays. So now that we have the set, what I want to do is make a selection of these 2 images, which haven't been merged yet. Select them and merge them. The reason we want to merge them is to just work with one image instead of working with 2 separate ones, which will create just chaos and confusion. So now that we have this ready to go, we have to think about the layers. So I had put up a section on layers for you guys. So I'm going to do just the base tones of the face and possibly the eyes and the mouth, etc., to get you guys to understand this better. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll create 3 layers. Your first layer is your base layer. Okay, oh, there we go. Your second layer is your shadow layer. And then keep your naming conventions simple. They don't have to get complicated. And your last layer will go highlights. And that's just with the face, okay? Now where it gets a little bit tedious, and hopefully this video won't cut out on me before I finish, is with what we're selecting. So what we need to select is the face for now. That's the first thing we're going to focus on. That's your base face. We can go base face or base everything, but I'm just going to go with the face for now. Now, most of you guys will ask me, hey, can I work with the quick selection tool, with the magic wand tool? Can I use, you know, the marquees? Can I use a pen? Yes, you can. You choose to use whatever you want, but really what works best is this lasso tool. Okay. Now I'm gonna make a quick selection. You should be working closer. If this is close enough, and if you can make an educated selection set here without making too many mistakes, do it this way. But usually the best way would be to zoom in, get as close as possible, then go lasso. And I work with this one, right? There's 3. There's the regular lasso, which is a freeform, where you can just drag around, deselect. There's the magnetic lasso tool, which will attach itself to pixels as you're going around, right? So that makes it easy. If you have a corner that you need to hit, you can go click and then move, and that'll select that corner. Or you can work with the one that I like working with, which is this poly lasso tool, which is based off of click marks. So again, if this video cuts out, then I'll, you know, start another one. But I go click where I want it to go, click, and then what I'll do is I'll go little hand, drag up. Now here I'm separating the neck from the face, and that's fine. You can do it as one unit, you can do it as 2 separate. So I'm going to move around and make as much of a selection as I can. You know, take your time. There's no rush. It's not a race. You know, really what we're trying to do is get the best representation of his face. Try and get the best educated guess of where the ear starts and where it ends. Go all the way around. Now, the selection tools will do their best job to give you the best selection possible based on what you've selected. But I don't like leaving it up to chance. I would say do the best you can with selecting. See, if this section here where you have a bunch of baby hairs, just select what you're seeing or what you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be close enough to be able to give you the best representation of what you're doing. So I'm going all the way around. Don't worry about making too many mistakes. Just get in there, do the best job possible. That's all I ask for, that you guys give me your best. Doesn't have to be perfection, but just your best, okay? Now, I've been doing this stuff for a while now, so now not only teaching it, but professionally, so it's something that comes natural after a while, right? So one of the questions I could ask is, where do we end our points? So we end where we start. So if I started here, I go to my end marker, I get a circle, I click, and I get my selection of my face, okay? 2 things to do before I move on to my next video, or before this thing stops on its own. The first thing is just to make sure save your